Imagine a world where the giants of the past roam the earth once again. What if dinosaurs, those gigantic beasts that vanished over 65 million years ago, came back to life? Can you imagine the chaos? Would they thrive? Or would our modern ecosystem crumble under their weight? Today, we're going to explore this incredible scenario, step by step, using scientific reasoning and realistic speculation. Before we dive into the chaos, let's ask, could dinosaurs even return? Scientists are already experimenting with de-extinction, mainly focusing on animals like the woolly mammoth. The idea is to recover ancient DNA and fill in the gaps using the genes of close relatives, like elephants. But for dinosaurs, it's a whole different ballgame. DNA degrades over millions of years, and unfortunately, no complete dinosaur genome exists today. So that Jurassic Park dream of extracting DNA from a mosquito in amber, it's pretty much a fantasy. Most experts agree. The only plausible way to see dinosaurs again would be through synthetic biology. Essentially, we'd be creating genetically modified creatures that resemble dinosaurs, using modern birds as a template. Birds are the direct descendants of dinosaurs, and scientists have already managed to switch on ancient dinosaur-like traits in chicken embryos, like teeth and snouts. This could, in theory, produce a chickenosaurus, but it would likely be smaller, less formidable, and definitely not the T-Rex we all picture. But hey, this is a thought experiment, so let's suspend our disbelief and assume we somehow did it. We brought back real, fully grown dinosaurs. What happens next? The first massive hurdle for these returning giants would be our modern environment. The world dinosaurs lived in was radically different. During the Mesozoic era, oxygen levels were much higher, which helped them grow to colossal sizes and maintain high metabolisms. Today's lower oxygen levels would literally leave them gasping for air, potentially stunting their growth and draining their energy. Then there's the climate. Many large dinosaurs were likely ectothermic, meaning they relied on their environment to regulate their body temperature, similar to modern reptiles. While some may have been partially warm-blooded, the extreme temperature swings of our modern world, from scorching deserts to freezing Arctic regions, would be brutal. Many species simply wouldn't survive the weather. And what about lunch? This would be a colossal problem. A giant herbivore like Brachiosaurus needed to munch on hundreds of kilograms of plants every single day. Modern plants have evolved differently. They're not the same Jurassic buffet these creatures were used to. Our forests and grasslands could be stripped bare in weeks, unable to support such massive appetites. For the carnivores, it's even worse. A Tyrannosaurus rex or a Spinosaurus would need an enormous amount of meat. Our modern predia, cattle, even us are tiny snoks, compared to the massive herds of herbivores they hunted. A single T-Rex could decimate local wildlife populations in no time. In short time, just surviving in our world would be a monumental challenge for them. Only the smaller, more adaptable dinosaurs might stand a chance. Now, let's talk about the big one: dinosaurs and humans. It would get complicated. Fast, large predators like T-Rex or Allosaurus would pose an immediate, terrifying threat to human life, especially in rural areas. Forget worrying about bears or wolves. This is a whole new level of danger. Even smaller carnivores could wreak havoc on livestock and pets. Our cities might offer some protection with their concrete canyons, but the risk of a deadly encounter would always be there. And don't think the plant eaters would be harmless. They might not want to eat you, but their sheer size would be incredibly destructive. Imagine a herd of Triceratops stampeding through a suburb, or a lone Brachiosaurus wandering through downtown. They could flatten buildings, crush cars, and tear up infrastructure just by walking around. Parks, farms, and golf courses would be their endless snack spots. Governments would face an unprecedented crisis. How do you contain these animals? It would require enormous, super strong enclosures, constant high-tech surveillance, and a whole new field of veterinary medicine. This wouldn't be a national project. It would demand global cooperation to prevent ecological collapse and keep people safe. Speaking of ecology, reintroducing dinosaurs would be like throwing a grenade into our finely tuned modern ecosystems. Every species has its role. Adding new apex predators and mega-herbivores would throw everything into chaos. Some native species would be hunted to extinction. Others might have a population boom if their natural predators suddenly have bigger things to worry about. A massive herbivore could overgraze entire landscapes, leading to soil erosion and the collapse of plant-dependent food chains. An apex predator could wipe out our largest mammals, like moose and bison. The ripple effects would be unimaginable. In fact, some scientists argue that our modern ecosystems are simply too fragile to handle dinosaurs. With so many species already stressed by climate change and habitat loss, adding dinosaurs could be the final push that causes a complete ecological disaster. Another hidden danger: disease. Dinosaurs from 65 million years ago might carry ancient pathogens. Our immune systems have no defense against it. And it's a two-way street. Modern bacteria and viruses could be just as deadly to them. We see this today when exotic animals are introduced to new environments and die off quickly. Vaccinating a sick Argentinosaurus would be a total disaster. Just picture the madness and how fast diseases could take them out. We also have to consider their intelligence. Dinosaur behavior would be a complete wild card. Predators likely had unique hunting strategies and social structures. A pack of raptors, for instance, could be terrifyingly coordinated hunters. Some smaller, smarter dinosaurs might even learn to adapt to our world in unexpected ways, scavenging in cities and learning to avoid humans, making them even harder to control. So, assuming some dinosaurs survive against all odds, how would we adapt? We'd probably see the rise of giant, Jurassic Park-style wildlife reserves, with natural barriers and constant monitoring. Our agriculture would have to change, with crops grown in massive, protected greenhouses. New laws would be needed to manage everything from dinosaur conservation to legal liability if one eats your car. Cities might even be redesigned with dinosaur-proof structures, elevated walkways, and drone surveillance. Over time, perhaps we could learn to coexist with the smaller or more docile species, much like we do with elephants or lions in reserves today. Looking at the long term, it's possible some smaller dinosaurs could evolve and adapt to our world, maybe even thriving in urban environments. The larger species, however, would likely face extinction all over again without constant, intensive human help. Their return would force us to confront huge ethical questions about de-extinction and our role as stewards of the planet. So, what would really happen if dinosaurs came back? It would be a world of incredible wonder and immense danger. Some species might survive in heavily managed reserves, but most would struggle against a hostile modern world. Ecosystems would be fractured, and human society would be changed forever. Ultimately, bringing dinosaurs back is a fascinating idea, but it's a powerful reminder of the delicate balance of life on Earth. Perhaps it's better to admire these magnificent creatures through fossils and our imagination, rather than risk upending our entire world. One thing is for sure: if dinosaurs ever did walk among us again, life would never, ever be the same. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the wild world of what ifs, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more incredible explorations. Let us know in the comments what you think would happen.